Okay, we are working on sets and Venn diagrams. What is a set? Describe the use of braces for listing the members of a set. A set is a collection of objects. So a set can contain anything. Describe the use of braces or for listing the members of a set. Choose the correct answer below. Every member of the set is listed with braces like this. So here's an example: 4, 7, 10, 13. This looks like this has a pattern of adding 3. So here's an example. And if I wanted to keep going on forever, I would put these 3 dots. Each member separated from the next by a comma. If there are too many members to list, use 3 dots to indicate a continuing pattern. List the 4 standard categorical propositions. Give an example of each type and draw a Venn diagram for each of your examples. What are the 4 standard categorical propositions? Use S for the subject set and P for the predicate. So S and P are going to be related. All right, so here's some choices. You could say that all S are P. I'm sorry, all S are P. You could say that no S are P. You could say that some S are P, are not P, and that some S are P. Okay, so these are all statements about S in relation to P. Give an example of the categorical proposition all S are P. All snakes are reptiles. Choose the correct Venn diagram for the categorical proposition that all S are P. Well, if all S are P, then that means that all the S's are part of P. If all S are P, then all the S's are inside of P. Give an example of the categorical proposition no S are P. No birds are reptiles. No birds are reptiles. What is that? No birds are reptiles. No S are P. Looks like this one. No birds are reptiles. Give an example of the categorical proposition some S are P. I'm liking some snakes are poisonous. Some snakes are poisonous. Some snakes are poisonous. It's those. Some snakes are poisonous. D. Give an example of the categorical proposition some S are not P. I'm liking that some snakes are not poisonous, and some snakes are not poisonous, but it's these. That is also D. Some snakes are not poisonous. Explain how to draw a Venn diagram for 3 overlapping sets. Discuss the type of information that can be shown in such diagrams. So we are going to draw 3 circles. So here is the diagram, here, here, and here. Right? So we've got 8 regions. 1 region where all 3 circles overlap, this one. And 3 where only two circles overlap. 1, 2, 3. That makes 4. And then there's another piece here, 5, 6, 7, and then the 8th is this area right here. That's 8 regions. It's A. Decide whether the following statement makes sense or is clearly true, or does not make sense or is clearly false. Explain your reasoning. The people who live in Chicago form a subset of those who rent apartments. Well, no, this is actually larger than this. The people in Chicago, because there's some people in Chicago who don't rent. So this is actually backwards. So let's see what the best explanation is. The statement does not make sense because the set of people who live in Chicago also includes homeowners, which are not part of the set of people who rent apartments in Chicago. So there's some people in this set that are not in this set, so it could not be a subset. Decide whether the following statement makes sense or is clearly true, or does not make sense or is clearly false. False. Explain your reasoning. I counted an irrational number of students in my class. An irrational number of students always has to be a decimal expansion that does not repeat forever. You can't have that number of people, a decimal number of people in a class. The statement does not make sense. Irrational numbers have non-repeating decimal expansions, so there could not be an irrational number of students. Use set notation braces to write the members of the following set, or state that the set has no members. The odd numbers between and including 51 and 63. So we put the braces, and including 51, 53, 55, 57, 59, 61, and including 63. That's the answer. Use set notation to write the members of the following set, or state that the set has no members. States that share a border with Texas. That would be this crew right here. It's A. Number 8. Use set notation to write the members of the following set, or state the set has no members. The perfect squares between 24 and 55. Perfect squares, 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36, 7 squared is 49, 8 squared is 64. The numbers that are these perfect, here are the perfect squares, at least the first 8. And we want to know the ones between 24 and 55. It's these. We'll separate them with a comma. 25, 36, 49. The odd numbers between 48 and 108 that are multiples of 7. All right, so we got 7 squared. Well, I should do this. 7 times 7 is 49. And then multiples of 7. So 56, 63, 70, but 70 is odd. So it can't be 56 because it has to be odd. So it's not 70, 77, not 84, 91, not 98. 105. And that's it. So it's these 49, 63, 77, 91, and 105. Multiples of 7, but are odd. Use the two sets below to answer parts A and B, attorneys and women. Draw a Venn diagram with two circles showing the given relationship between two sets. Let A be attorneys and W be women. So there are women attorneys. So you can have attorneys and women, and there is some overlap. Provide an explanation of the diagram. Choose the correct answer below. The diagram is okay because it shows overlap because some women are attorneys and some attorneys are women. Draw a Venn diagram with two circles showing the given relationship between two sets. Musicians and actors should be the same thing. B. Reasoning should be similar. Use the two sets below to answer part A and B, firefighters and athletes. Draw a Venn diagram with two circles showing the given relationship between the two sets. You can have firefighters and athletes show up and overlap, not a problem. The diagram correctly shows two circles overlap. The two circles overlap because some athletes are firefighters. Draw a Venn diagram with two circles showing the given relationship between the two sets. Integers and negative. There are some integers that are negative, so there's clearly some overlap. An average of many different studies of handedness indicate that in a random sample of adults, 12% of men are left-handed and 8% of women are left-handed. Suppose you have a sample of 200 women and 350 men, in which the number of left-handed and right-handed people reflect the average percentages. Make a two-way table that shows the distribution you would find. All right, so how many women are left-handed? Well, it's only 8% of the 200. 8% of 200, so get the calculator out. Let's see if this works. Standard. All right, there we go. 8% of 200. All right, so there's 16 left-handed women. There are 200 women total, so that means there's 184 right-handed women to get up to 200. What's going on with the men? There are 350 men and only 12% of them are left-handed. 350, 12%, 0.12 times 350 gives 42 men that are left-handed, and that leaves 308 men that are right-handed. Use the Venn diagram to answer questions A through D. Let's be clear about what's going on in this picture. Here, there are people at the party. Some are men, some are under the age of 30, and some are completely out of that, okay? So these are men who are not under the age of 30, so these are men only. These are people who are under the age of 30 but are not men, so they are women under the age of 30. And these people are both men and under the age of 30, and these people out here are neither one. So they are women who are 30 or above. How many women at the party are under the age of 30? So not men, so not this group, and they're under the age of 30. That number is 12. Okay. How many men at the party are not under 30? Men at the party, not, here are all the men, but not under 30. 20. How many women are at this party? Well, we've got some women here, not men, so not men. We got these 12 who are under 30. We got these 40 who are 30 or older, 42. How many people are at this party? We're going to do 30 plus 20 plus 14 plus 12, 50 plus 26, 76. So we can zoom in here. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. How many people, so let's see what this diagram is. So we got some people here, people at a conference. Some are women, some have a college degree, some are currently employed. How many people at the conference are unemployed women with a college degree? Unemployed women with a college degree. So we're adding up. So here's employed, unemployed, not employed, not those people, unemployed women and a college degree, 19. How many people at the conference are employed men? Employed men, not women. Not women. Employed men. Right? Employed men. These 16, these 8 makes 24. How many people at the conference are employed women without a college degree? No college degree. No college degree. No college degree. Here are the women. Employed women without a college degree. How many men are at this conference? How many men are at this conference? You know what I'm about to do. How many men? No women. Not women. How many men are we talking about? Looks like we got 8, 16, 9, and those 2. 24 plus 9 plus 2, 24 plus 11, 35. $17, I think you have to, let's see if I have the picture here. I do have the picture. Okay, 17. Let's see if we can see where this diagram is going to look. So I got to pick the picture that matches this one. All right, so let's see. Let's see. So I have this table here. Let's see if this works. All right, so A only should be 19, and that's true. A and BP only is 12. That's true. BP only is 10. That looks okay. All 3 should be 21, and it's not. All 3 looks like it's 12, so it's not A. Let's look at B. All right. I think BP is wrong. What's in B and P? BP only should be 10. And it says BP here only is 24. It's not that one. BP only again is 24. It's not this one. And so that means it must be D. BP only is 10. And then you can move around and get the other ones. Let's answer some of these questions. Here. Let's go back up. Answer some of these. All right. So this one is D. How many patients took pain medication or blood pressure? So this means all the people who had pain medication or. So this means in the street version, it means if you go and ask this person, did they have pain medication, they would tell you yes. Pain medication is P. So we're going to ask all the people whether they have pain medication or blood pressure. The question is who would say yes. So this person would say yes, right, because they have blood pressure. So that is 10. Pain medication is 24. It doesn't mean only, just have you had it. This person has had antibiotics and blood pressure, but they did have blood pressure. So they have both, so they definitely have 1. This person had antibiotics and pain medication, so that's 21. This person had both, which counts, that's 10. And these people had all 3, right? So we're adding that up to be 6, 7, 8, 3, 6, 9, 98. How many patients took blood pressure medication but not antibiotics? Blood pressure medication, 10. So these 10. These took blood pressure and antibiotics, so not those. Blood pressure only, another 10. I think that's it. Blood pressure appears here, 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 and here, but blood pressure with no antibiotics means that you had it only or with the pain medication. 10 plus 10 is 20. How many patients took at least blood pressure medication? So that means blood pressure medication and a bunch of other stuff. So the people who took it only is 10. The people who took it with pain medication is also 10. The people who took it with antibiotics is 12. And some people took all 3. That's 21. 353. How many patients took only pain medication? That seems nice. Only pain medication is 24. How many patients took exactly 2 medications? Okay, so is this 12? Exactly 2, 21. Exactly 2, and 10? 3, 4, 43. Takes care of that. We'll fill this one in. Of the 31 theater performances that a critic reviewed, so there are 31 total, 13 were comedies. She gave favorable reviews to 8 of the comedies. Okay, so, and then favorable were 8 of them. Unfavorable looks like it's 5. If there were 13 of these, if there were 13 comedies, then the non-comedies were 18 to make 31. And they said that favorable and unfavorable, 12 and unfavorable reviews to 12 of the comedies, 12 and 6. Okay, so comedy, non-favorable, comedy, unfavorable, 5. That adds up to 13 total comedies. 6 adds up to 18 total non-comedies. Let's see how this looks. Make a Venn diagram from the table in part A. So we got to be clear that they are talking about, let's just take a look here. They are talking about comedies and favorable. So let's use a different color. Comedies and favorable. Okay, so they need to overlap at 8. They have 8 in the middle. So this one's out. All right, so then comedies and favorable. So then we're talking about 12 should be on the outside. And so it's got to be this one, right? So comedies that are not favorable would be 8. Favorable that are not comedies would be 6. 8 is both, and 12 is neither. It's A. How many comedies received unfavorable reviews? Comedies, unfavorable. We're going to roll with 5. How many non-comedies received favorable reviews? Non-comedies, favorable, 6. Beautiful. 131 people grew up in either City A or City B. Were surveyed to determine whether they prefer country music or blues. Both and neither were not acceptable responses. So they either had to say country music or blues. They couldn't say neither one or both. Of those who grew up in City B, 41 preferred blues. So in City B, so blues. And 32 preferred country. I'm sorry, country. So 32 here. So this is telling us a lot. First of all, that means this is a total of 73. And so that means that there are 58 other people over here, right? So there's 73 people over here. There are 58 people over here. Of those that grew up in City A, 35 preferred country. So 35 prefer country. They're not telling us that the people who prefer blues are the remaining. That's 23. City A, blues, 23. City B, country music, 32. This diagram is asking us about, let's zoom in. This diagram is asking us about City B and country. City B and country. Right? So, what do we got here? Oh, I'm sorry. City B, we need all of this. City B and country. And so by doing this, you get the two Venn diagrams already, right? So City B, 32 is in the middle. So these are all out, right? It's, yeah, 32 has to be in the middle. They made it too simple, but we can double check. 35 is in country, but not in City B. 41 is in City B, but not in country. And 23 is just on the outside. Let's see. How many City B residents prefer country? City B residents prefer country is this, 32. How many residents prefer country? Just period. That's just both of these people. They just love country music. That's 67. 20. A scan of all biology and business majors at a college shows the company breakdown by gender. Draw a Venn diagram for the data set. Let A be women and B be business majors. All right, so women. Right, and then business majors. All right. All right, so 105 is, it looks like it's in the middle. All right, that's good. Oh, there's only one in which that's the case. Looks like it's B. Let's just verify. 105 is in the middle. 81 should be in business, which is B, and not in women. Women have this 38, which are not in business. And 19 are just left on the outside. The answer is B. Same question. Let's see if it's any more difficult. Here we've got set A is women business majors again. Women business majors. Got 111 in the middle. Again, it's got to be this one. Right? 80 in B, but not women. 29 who are women but not in business. 111 in the middle. 18 and none of them. All right, hope it helped.